Greetings, I'm Arik. Pedro is over here, and we've got Joseph Gordon-Levitt with us.
How you doing?
One of the most amazing actors, I think, who's out
thanks,
right
man.
now. Multimedia star in so many ways. I mean,
Thank
you
you.
sing, you make movies, you're in some of the biggest movies, and even some of the coolest independent movies, like 50/50, which is coming out September 30th.
Yeah, you liked it? You saw it?
Yeah,
Thanks,
I really
man.
did. Yeah, where did you come up with the idea of somebody who's a germaphobe and doesn't even drive? Because Pedro doesn't drive either.
Oh, right, yeah. Where did they come up with the idea? I mean, so 50/50 is all inspired by real life. The guy who wrote it, Will, actually did survive cancer, and Seth Rogen is actually his best friend. And so, you know, dealing with that experience, they often would find the humor in it as just a way to cope, and so they wrote a comedy about it. And so, yeah, a lot of it comes from real life.
Now, as someone who's been through some amazing experiences in life, would you say that you've got like a charmed life? I mean, you're in some of the biggest movies ever. I mean, I think about that saying, imagine what you could accomplish if you believed you could not fail. I mean,
Wow.
is that what it feels like to you? In a
It's
way,
funny,
you're on a
like,
roll?
if you believed you could not fail, I mean, that's a lot of what acting is sort of about, is you have to suspend that disbelief and that doubt. And when they say rolling, you just have to be like, this is it, it's happening. Of course, you know you can do take 2 and take 3. But, yeah, it's really about that sort of faith in yourself. That's how a lot of it works. Like, if you believe that you can't fail, then other people will sort of believe it along with you.
I gotta ask you, because I saw some videos.
It's all a
of you
con job, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
when you were a kid, and you said your parents were hippies.
Yeah.
Who pushed you? I mean, to be an actor? Because they probably didn't want you to be on TV or anything like that.
Yeah, well, they wanted me to do what I wanted to do, and they were really
So
supportive.
you made the
And
first step. You just
I was doing theater and stuff, like just community theater, and then, you know, I happened to grow up in LA, so some of the kids that I was doing theater with were going on auditions, and so their manager asked if I wanted to go on auditions, and my mom asked me if I wanted to do it, and I said, yeah, that sounds fun. And then I just really loved doing it, you know, so they supported me.
I gotta ask you this. One of my main problems. I always wanted to be an actor, but
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Ah,
So when I deliver a line, I honestly don't know what to do with them. Please
Right.
teach me.
all right,
What do I do with my hands? I'll give you a line.
okay.
Honey, I got the potatoes for you.
So here's the thing. Say you got the potatoes for you.
Yes.
If you're thinking about your hands,
Uh-huh.
you're not acting well.
I'm screwed.
You should be thinking about the potatoes, and you should be
Uh-huh.
thinking about the woman you're talking to.
Okay.
And once you start thinking about those things, you forget about your hands.
Okay, give short. Short. Say the line.
No, I just did.
You're magnificent.
Now,
You can't think about your hands.
You can, okay.
Now, one of the movies that you did recently that I just thought was so not your typical role that you would have was Hesher.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you were this guy who had long hair and you lived who knows where, and you just totally called people on their BS. And this is online, so I could probably say
Bullshit.
Thank you.
Right.
Is that part of you? I mean, is 500 Days of Summer more you, or is 50/50 more you, or is Hesher you? I mean, who are you? How would you describe your
Yeah,
basic
it's a good
self?
question. Who's regular Joe?
Yeah.
I would say I'm at least as much like Hesher as I am the 500 Days of Summer guy. I mean, I look probably more like the 500 Days of Summer guy, because if you look like Hesher, first of all, it takes years to grow your hair that long.
I was gonna say.
Second of all, like, you know, society will give you a hard time, etc. So I make it easier on myself by, like, shaving, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like, the 500 Days of Summer guy, for example, he's, you know, I think he's really selfish. Like, everyone says, like, oh, he's so nice, but actually he's just, like, he's kind of a selfish guy. And, like, I don't know, I identify with Hesher just as much as Tom. I mean, Hesher's got his flaws also, for sure.
Yeah.
But he's also sort of really, I think really sweet at heart. And and actually, he doesn't put up with any bullshit, like you say.
Right.
But when he sees something real, like he sees in the character of TJ, the kid, the protagonist of the movie,
Yeah.
I think he's really a caring guy in his own style.
All right. Well, then how do you stay grounded? You know, so that you know who you are and where you're going, and that you don't get caught up in the whole Hollywood ego trip.
Well, that's, I think, part of what Hit Record was about for me, was I had to do something of myself. Because, you know, going around doing acting jobs, you're like putting on all these other roles to play in stories that other people write. And I love doing it. I'm glad to do it. But Hit Record, you know, I call myself, on Hit Record, I call myself Regular Joe.
Yeah.
And we do this, like, regular video where I sort of direct the community, and we call it the regularity. And it's sort of, that's, I think, a lot of what it's about is, like, where do I come back to? What's my, who do I be when it's time to be me, I guess. And Hit Record is sort of like like this thing that we put out, Recollection. Oh, I wish I had one in my hands right now. Hey, Leah, can you go get that thing? We could show it. Like, that's really, I mean, I've worked on all sorts of great big projects before, but this is the first big project that I was in charge of, that I got the final say of, like, this is what I want to put out into the world. Here, this is it. It's called Recollection, and it's here. It's a DVD of short films that we've made, and a CD of music that we've made, and a book of art and writing that we've made, and I'm so proud of it. And I've been working on it for years, and we're just putting it out in September, and that feels like that's me. If you want to know like who I am, as opposed to Hesher or the guy in 50/50 or the guy in 500 Days of Summer, this is more like I feel like who I am.
Awesome. Well, congrats on all your success. You know, we're going to see you all over the place next year, Batman movie and so on. I wish you all the best.
Thanks, man.
And
Thanks
for taking the time to come to Seattle.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks a lot.
Awesome.
Cheers, man. See you there.
Hey, nice meeting you.
Thanks.
It's funny. I watched 50/50. I'm like, dude, you're in Seattle and yet you're in Vancouver. You know,
I know.
the
You're
movie
right.
starts with you running in Stanley Park. I'm like,
Yeah. Do you know Vancouver?
really well.
Oh, so it confused you. Yeah.
Oh, totally. I thought it was a movie about Vancouver. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So you had that line, you know, down the road, but we're saying, dude, I've never told a woman that I loved her. I've never been to Canada. And like, no, you're in Canada.
You're
right
in
now.
Canada right now. That's
Sorry. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for everything. Good luck with the event tonight. And I got to go back to the show.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
Awesome. Take
All
it
right,
easy.
see you there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, please.
Guy.